And here to talk to us more about how to keep your car safe from the road is Senior Manager of Media Relations for AAA Northeast, Robert Sinclair. Robert, thank you for joining us this morning. I actually ran into this problem this week. All of a sudden we had our tire. Yeah, exactly. We had the tire pressure gauge go off. We've had these dramatic swings in the Northeast, and there we were with our baby in the car seat needing to inflate a tire because we were stuck. So how do we get into these situations? What do we need to do to keep our cars prepared?
Well, it's basic grade school science. Heat expands and cold contracts, and as the temperature starts to go down, air pressure starts to go down. A lot of people think tires hold up their car, but it's the air in their tires that holds up the car. When you think about it like that, it makes it a lot more important and means you have to give it a lot more attention. For every 10 degrees, the outside air temperature goes down, you lose about 1 psi of pressure in your tires. And normally, once per month, tires lose about 1 psi, natural aspiration. They just kind of lose air. Now, it does not happen in reverse, that when the temperature goes up, the tires inflate themselves. So it's really important when it's most difficult to do. It's cold, you want to get in the car and get on your way, but that's when you have to check your tire pressure. Most importantly, when it's getting cold. And when we lose tire pressure, we lose fuel economy. For every pound per square inch your tires are underinflated, you lose nearly 1% of your fuel economy, so that's per tire. And it becomes a mileage consideration, a safety consideration as well.
So Robert, during this time of year, how often should I be checking my tire pressure?
Minimally once a month, ideally once a week. And it's that weekly check of tire pressure that will alert you to something being wrong. You might have hit a bump, you might have a slow leak. All vehicles, well, I think since about 2006 or 7, now have tire pressure monitoring systems. And it is those monitoring systems themselves that might cause problems. I've had to replace the sensors 3 times in the last year because they corroded, they rusted, and they started failing, they started leaking air, and well, they alerted themselves to the fact that they had a problem. But you have to stay on top of it. It's a safety consideration. That point where the tire meets the road, the tire flexes, that characteristic bulge you see in the side of the tire. If the tire is underinflated, and a government study some years ago said about 1/3 of us are driving around on underinflated tires, that point of the tire will overheat. It will flex excessively and overheat, and heat is the enemy of a tire. Tire engineer would tell you if it's properly inflated, you can put all the weight in the world on it, shouldn't be a problem. But if it's not, if it's underinflated, you're going to run into problems.
Now, Robert, I know some car companies like Honda have been trying a different thing to put inside their vehicles. I should say the tires. I know my car, they were going back and forth about whether or not they should put either air or hydrogen inside the tires. So is that going to be the future of what we can see, with tires? And does that really, I guess, solve this issue long term?
Well, it could be something, hydrogen, nitrogen, different types of inert gases that will supposedly not leak as much. But the problem is the gas might be exotic, but the tire and the person taking care of it is not. You still have the same old tire. Yeah, and the same old, person perhaps with a bad habit taking care of that tire. And if you lose that inflation pressure, you're going to get it replaced, and then you have to rely on going to get an exotic gas to refill it as opposed to going to your corner gas station which has basic air. It's some kind of overkill. It's a good thing, but with our old habits, it might not work that well.